So we are officially recording for YouTube. So we're gonna do our kind of our headline review / roundup that we usually do. So those of you guys who haven't watched the headline, it will be live over on my YouTube page. Actually, we'll probably still be live as this video goes live. But I'm going to go ahead and go over everything that we saw here, and then we'll go ahead and get that uploaded for you guys. So this headline wasn't too crazy. I expected not to be an insane headline. We're going to skip over most of the stuff and go to the slides, because the slides are going to show most of what we need anyway. Consider a sub, kind sir. Yes, I would much appreciate that. So in case you missed anything, and you guys are watching over on Twitter or on YouTube or over on Twitch, wherever you guys are watching, we're going to be going over everything. So yeah, let's take a look. Suppression for our target for Malignant Mars. So this is basically going to be DFD rank, or MDFD. So it's rank 2 of Planet Crusher Blitz. Looks like from what I saw, it looks like there's still a cannon phase. That's still going to be the case. So we're still walking emoji in phase 2, which I actually kind of thought was funny. So I enjoyed that. It looked, I couldn't tell whether or not they were just bad at fighting all the enemies or if the mechanics work differently with these guys. But normally, as long as you're near, as one person's near each one of them, then it's totally fine. It's not a big deal. Everyone splits up, targets one and takes it down. But if for some reason that has changed, because they were throwing a lot of like AoEs all over the place and things like that, maybe you can't be close to them or anything along those lines, we'll have to see. Very paid actor-esque. There was like a huge wall mechanic over here that we saw, which was kind of cool, where it kind of had these little cross walls that were spinning. That happened in first and second phase. So it happened in the phase where all these enemies were up, and it also happened in the phase where they were using cannons. So we'll have to see how that works out. But basically more walls, right? Because you guys like walls. I'm not sure if you guys knew, but I'm pretty sure you guys are fans of Wipeout, right? Is that the case? Hopefully everyone is. Yeah, cool. And of course, it's going to be updating to the weekly task as is usual. And yeah, probably going to be the return of Ranger Sub, since subbing Ranger allows you to take advantage of the extra damage on Weak Bullet while not attacking the target that is technically Weak Bulleted, since this is all the same boss. One person can Weak Bullet, or one Ranger can Weak Bullet their target, and you still get the increased damage. So we also have the Zenith Firefight LTQ coming out. This one was actually really cool. It looks like we will have an LTQ where we're fighting ruin bosses. At the very end, we get to fight Angel. It looks like it was at the end. I'm not sure if it's like randomized which bosses we fight specifically at the top of the seal, but Ruin Angel is going to be on the list of bosses to fight there, which is pretty freaking dope. Very excited for that. Though my other concern of this LTQ is LTQs tend to drop things pretty commonly, and that does mean that the camos might start going down in price pretty dramatically. We also have an 8. Oh, did I mention anything else about this? Oh yeah, no, and also limited tasks and things like that. So we'll have to see. No story was mentioned. No. AC Scratch Ticket Shadowblade Knights looks pretty cool. As I actually predicted, I thought this was kind of crazy, but I was guessing that they were going to do a magic related dash of some sort, either a dash and glide, whether it be a rod or a wand, whatever it happens to be. Wasn't 100% sure. They just went up straight up with magic incantation and put a book out there. That's kind of crazy. Also, this is a Magi Feathers is a mag, and that looks sick. So I envision people are going to do some pretty crazy outfits with that. So we'll have to see how it goes. Unfortunately, we won't know until it releases, though a lot of these back mags tend to kind of like stick out, so hopefully it's not too bad, and it actually does look pretty good. This AC Scratch is like not something that I'm too like excited for. I didn't have anything that was like, oh, this is awesome. But anyone who loves capes, I feel like is going to enjoy this AC Scratch. So pretty cool stuff there. Very castle-y, very episode 5 vibes. And that was it for the first half, and then here's the second half. We'll skip over here. Come on. There was a lot in this one. There we go. So new rank added to Ordinal Tower. So Ordinal Tower rank 8 is 5 floors, 1 boss per floor, and it has a different trowel per boss. It's seeming a lot like it's going to be similar to floor 7, which was 3 bosses. Technically 4, I think. Well, no, 3, because I think if you fought them in a specific order, you can go to a different boss or whatever. But it's 5 floors, So I imagine 5 bosses total. Doesn't show a 5th boss, which is interesting now that I look at it. But they said 5 floors itself, and it's going to have trials that help you kill those bosses a little bit easier. Now, I'm not super excited for this because it looks very similar to floor 7, with like if you kill the bosses in a specific order, then you can go fight a hidden boss or whatever, which doesn't really have much replayability in my opinion. It's only based on what the rewards are from this, and then when you have the rewards, or if the rewards are not really worth it anymore, then you kind of don't do this piece of content anymore. So I don't feel like it's going to have that longevity or that staying power, but this is all speculation. We don't know for sure exactly how it works out. I'm going based on what I've seen. So if it works that way, not super excited for it. If it doesn't, it might be interesting to see if something else is going on here, but I pressed freaking 0. As is everything else, we will judge it when it releases. Falling final boss, yeah, we'll see. And then of course they have the Polaris Firefight, which is an LTQ where you take on Ruin Angel solo this time around with Mars batteries. So it's kind of like a Mars fight basically. This is gonna be pretty cool. I get the feeling people are gonna start to see the power of Hydra when they fight this boss, because Hydra is very, very strong, especially in single target. Not only with its laser, but its regular shots. So people are going to start to see this. And hopefully you guys have been farming up your Mars updaters. If you haven't, Nameless is a great place for that. So go ahead and make sure you get those taken care of. Let's see, we have Treasure Scratch 5 as well as new titles coming out. So should be fun. And to clarify, this is a solo boss fight, by the way. They mentioned that the rewards aren't going to be very different than the group one. The group one, or the solo one's just going to have titles involved with it, which is kind of lame. I kind of hope the drop should, in my opinion, the drop should be better in solo. No, I'm just be real. It's more difficult to do things solo. I feel like it should be better in solo. New cards added to Line Strike. So if Line Strike is your jam, we got new cards. So we have Worthy Opponent, Solidarity, All Terrain, Sub-Technique Support, Summoning Seal, Barrier, PP Down, and Restitution. These are all new effects on these new cards. So Worthy Opponent, passive skill increases attack based on the number of target enemies. That's pretty dope, actually. Holy crap. Solidarity, passive skill increases attack based on the number of ally elements on the field, excluding this card. Okay, so bonus to elemental or proper elemental decks. All Terrain, passive skill moves cards in the direction of the arrow at the start of the turn and increases their attack. Technique Support, passive skill enhances enemy debuff effects of allies. Pretty dope. Summoning Seal, when summon prevents summoning on the target square for the next turn. That's pretty rough. So, Barrier nullifies any attack, debuff, stun, or otherwise disruptive effect one time on the selected ally. Pretty dope. PP Down, decrease battle opponent's PP when activated, cannot make PP negative. Pretty dope, actually. That's going to counter some of those teams that like to get increased PP at the very start. So let's see that this is going to get some counter. And then Restitution, when activated, in exchange for destroying the selected allies, raises PP in accordance with the number of allies destroyed. So you can also just sacrifice your cards for more PP. And yeah, this needs to have all ship matchmaking as well. Oh, the LTQs, yeah, hopefully those are all ship matchmaking. Oh god, please let them be all ship matchmaking. Our collab is Kaiju number 8. Can't lie, did not foresee that coming in the slightest. Definitely was not on my bingo card, but definitely have to watch Kaiju number 8 now. These are the outfits, pretty dope. Rangers, be very, very happy. There are no idols, there are no dashes, there are no glides, it looks like, so we're pretty safe here with our wallets. But if you are a Kaiju number 8 fan or a fan of this aesthetic, your wallet is currently in danger. It did look like some of the camos had CV, so that's pretty cool. Of course, the items, the login bonuses, as is per usual, which is nice that they at least give you login bonuses. Even if you don't spend any money, you still get some stuff from the collabs. That's pretty dope. Another LTQ, this is Drill Unidentified Region X2048. I'm gonna be real, the name sounds cooler than the actual LTQ. Kind of seems whatever, in my opinion. Just know those LTQs where you have to farm last hits on enemies. This is gonna matter more when it comes to the actual drops, not the actual LTQ. So I'm not really looking forward to this one. AC Stylish Autumn, cool outerwear, I guess. Type 2 gets a cool dress and a cool outfit. Type 1 gets some lame suspenders outfit, unless that's kind of your jam and you're into that sort of thing. That's really about it. Revival Scratch looks like they showed us some of the stuff that's going to be in it. Looks like it's very Halloween-esque at the very least. It's October 1st, so that does make sense. Keep in mind we get one of these every single month, so from the 1st to the 10th. Then they go into talking about the operation report. They talk about the Zenith fight, and you know, of course, we fought Mars, or we got Mars for about a month now. We're fighting a boss, super cool. You have a boss to fight against, and they kind of talk about how the rewards are not going to be very different than the actual the solo fight. I feel like I probably should just let this play to kind of get the full scope of it, but we'll kind of just paraphrase these. They also talk about the cards finally including NGS characters. I'll be honest, I didn't even realize we didn't have any NGS characters, but we did talk about this originally when Line Strike came out, so that's pretty cool. We get some NGS characters in Line Strikes. These are new cards, pretty dope. And then they talked about the XLEO weapons. They've confirmed for us that these will carry over basically everything. Only thing they didn't confirm was that CV would carry or whatever, which, I mean, it depends on if the weapons change or not. We'll have to see. But your augments, your fixes, your enhancement level, as well as your multi-weapons, all that stuff, like basically everything of the weapon outside of CV specifically, they mentioned will carry over. Now, we assumed this was the case. They talked about them not making this mistake again. They mentioned that, hey, look, when this happens, we won't let this happen. We won't let this, or won't make this mistake because of the issue that happened with Kaiser. They made sure that, yeah, when this comes up again, everything will transfer over. This is them confirming, hey, everything will transfer over. Most of this is confirmed because there's an event going on right now that it's 50% reduced costs on upgrading a bunch of stuff and great success bonuses. So please, if you plan to actually, no, go make at very least a base XLEO weapon. If anything, maybe find a CV if you want to go with that. It's up to you, whatever you happen to do, but go get a base XLEO weapon at the very least. Upgrade it to 90, limit break it while it is cheap now. That way, don't do it later when it's going to cost you full price and everyone's like, it's too expensive. Do it while it's cheap now. We're going to do that on stream today. Do it while it's cheap now. And they had some questions. It's hard to search for augments. Could you make the feature easier to use? TLDR, yes, they're adding in a question mark, but it's not coming out until December. This kind of gives us a little bit of an insight into when they receive feedback and they look into adding it into that list. December is a couple months from now. Is what, September? About 3 months. It's pretty standard for a development cycle. So I guess it depends on the game though. New face options were added back in April. There are any plans to release more in the future? TLDR, yes. They're also going to be adding in ones you can use in case you're bad at making faces. I believe these are in September. Mars Training Center is not only a place to practice using Mars, but also trying out various actions. Could you please make this so it'll always be playable? TLDR, yes. And they're also adding in more things that way you can test things easier. December. Sella info is just we're getting more volumes, or we're getting volume 9 and 10 in September. Wait, September, right? October, I'm sorry. No, September. Yeah. They talk about this stuff. We've already gone over this on the channel, but if you haven't seen the video, basically currently going on, there's the Ultra Build Up Battle Power campaign where you get 10 pulls a day for up to 100 pulls. Everyone has this access, and this is from the 9th just forward. This says TBD. So there's an actual den date for this. And a bunch of extra campaigns going on and things of that sort. We also have the PSO 2-day stuff that they talk about, the 1st and the 3rd, and the 21st and 23rd. Unfortunately, we are missing some rewards, so hopefully that does get addressed. They just say they were integrating the rewards into them, not replacing them with these. So fingers crossed that does get taken care of, but they didn't talk about it in this. And then they tell us when our next update is going to be, which is going to be, or our next headline, which is going to be October. Looks like it is October 1st. So October 1st, we'll have our next headline. And that was it. That covers everything. Oh, snap. Skull's raid came in super hot. So we're going to pause video for a sec. But yeah, that's pretty much everything to do with the headline itself. I kind of gave my take on the headline here as well. I'll go ahead and pull that up. Yep, Henge's headline was looking like a 5 out of 10 for a bit, but Solo Mars boss quest and the W questions and letter from the dev team carried hard to about a 6.5 to 7 out of 10 IMO. Ordinal is looking very similar to Floor 7, which isn't really great to me, but as is with everything else, we will wait until it comes out and see for sure. So it's kind of where we are at the moment. Not a bad headline. I would say like lukewarm to higher. If there's some other stuff going on, totally makes sense to do that this month. I would highly recommend making sure you have your farming taken care of first and your weapon is sorted out first before doing that. I will say some of these LTQs do look pretty awesome though, so at the very least get in, come in and do your daily LTQs. Those do look pretty cool. As well as get that fight taken care of, because we all know MDFF, or what is it, MDFD is going to be an absolute blast. So make sure you get that fight sorted out, taken care of. At the very least, get your clear in, and we're going to be pushing for our clear on the first day as well, as is per usual. But that's pretty much it. If there's anything I missed, feel free to let me know in the comments below. Like if you enjoyed the video, so if you want to keep up with more. Thanks as always to the channel members. I appreciate you guys coming through, and you guys are awesome. Take care, my friends. Peace out.